So the hype on No Way Home has seemed to die down just a little bit. Fans aren't going as insane over the internet. I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about what is the future of not just Tom Holland's Spider-Man or the MCU Spider-Man, but just the Spider Universe in general. The films have been confirmed, the films that have been rumored, and the films that I generally would like to see them tackle in this universe. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, will we be getting a Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland? I will say yes, I think we will be. In an interview, Tom Holland said he doesn't know if he would come back to the role.
I love this character, and I know that I am not ready to say goodbye. But if it is time for me to say goodbye, then I will do so proudly. So if it's time, it's time. If it's not, it's not.
But I definitely do think that we're going to be getting another Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. Maybe they don't want to say it. Maybe things aren't completely confirmed yet. But come on, we're going to see another Spider-Man 4. And to be honest, I can't wait to see a Spider-Man 4. The way No Way Home ended got me generally so excited and intrigued to see what the MCU can do with this version of Spider-Man. Tom Holland making a much more classical Spidey suit. The film ending in a very unique and interesting way with the world not knowing who he is, not his friends, not his family. Aunt May being gone from his life, him being completely alone. We could get a much more traditional Spidey story. And to be honest, that's what I want. I've enjoyed the 3 MCU Spidey films that we've got, especially No Way Home, but they have felt very MCU-y. They've been very tied to the traditional MCU, especially Homecoming and Far From Home. So now that we're moving away from that, we could get a traditional Spidey story. Maybe the villain could be Kraven Hunter or something else we haven't seen in the MCU before. I'm totally up with that. I really want to see an original and unique and just a much more classical Spider-Man story with Tom Holland in the center. Next up, Tobey Maguire. Will we see Tobey Maguire return as Spider-Man? I don't think so, at least in a major role. There is a possibility he could return in Doctor Strange 2 as a little cameo, since there's been rumor that we're getting all sorts of crazy cameos. But in terms of him getting his own Spider-Man 4, I don't know. Would I like to see him return into a Spider-Man 4 and Sam Raimi returning to redeem himself after Spider-Man 3? 100%. But I don't think even Tobey Maguire would be interested in returning as Spider-Man. Hell, he's barely been anything for the last 7 years, so I don't think he's eager to return as Spider-Man anytime soon. In terms of some cameos, yes. In terms of just a solo-led Spider-Man 4, I'm not really sure. Now here's the big one. Will we get The Amazing Spider-Man 3? I'm gonna say, yeah, we're gonna get The Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think Marvel was thinking about it originally, but hearing the absolute amazing response Andrew Garfield's performance as Spider-Man got in No Way Home, I 100% think we're gonna get a TASM 3, and I'm so excited. I really like the first Amazing Spider-Man film, and why The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is nowhere near a perfect film. I do have some enjoyment in the film, and Andrew Garfield is so good as this character. And here's an idea. I got an idea, and by that, I mean everybody else has had this idea. I've heard this idea many times before, but I really do like this idea. Venom goes into Andrew Garfield's universe. How exciting would this be? Venom goes into his universe, trying to get back to his universe, something messes up, something goes wrong, and then either we get a Venom Spidey team up, or we get a Venom Spidey versus battle. I think this would be the best of both worlds, instead of just doing another Venom film that probably won't be that great. I definitely do think we're going to be getting Andrew Garfield again as Spider-Man, and I cannot wait for it. Some other miscellaneous things. Venom 3 has been confirmed. Again, I'm hoping they just put Venom 3 and translate it into TASM 3, because the first 2 Venom films, why the first one isn't that bad, the second one I just wasn't really a fan of. We're getting some spin-offs. There's been talks of an MJ spin-off or an Electro spin-off. I don't really know if we need a spin-off of these characters. I love the Spider-Man universe, and I love these characters, especially Zendaya's MJ, but I don't think they need their own films. We're also getting Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 this year, and then also we're going to get Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 2. There's so many different Spider-Man films that have been rumored. A Spider-Gwen film, some animated films. Obviously, we're getting that animated Tom Holland Spider-Man TV show of his first couple years as Spider-Man. So there's massive possibilities of so many more different Spider-Mans. So those are my thoughts on the upcoming Spider-Man projects, both confirmed and rumored. What do you think of this? And I'll share my guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to like this video. Check out my Instagram at daniel.movies and my podcast, the Movie View Podcast I do with a friend of mine. And as always, guys, keep talking movies.